and welcome to the Clerica Classroom, where we take deep dives into all things diamonds and jewelry. Today I'm going to talk about my top 3 tips for not getting scammed when purchasing fine jewelry. Coming in at number 3, first thing you have to do is make sure you know what metal the piece of jewelry is made out of. So you're going to see a ton of different things online or at jewelry stores that say 14K, 18K, silver, platinum. What is it? Well, the first thing you need to figure out is this piece of jewelry solid fine metal or is it plated in a way? So there are different techniques. There's gold plated. So if you see 14K gold plated or 18K gold plated, which is rare, that just means there's a really thin layer of gold, a few microns of gold over a base metal like a brass or nickel or something like that. This is not considered fine jewelry. That plating is going to wear off over time and then your finger is going to turn green or black or whatnot. It's not considered fine. So make sure you are not overpaying for something plated. If you see a term that says vermeil, that means that it is also plated, similar to the gold plating, but it's plated over silver, not a base metal like a brass. So the difference with that is the gold plating will also wear off over time, but then what it'll wear onto is like a sterling silver. A sterling silver is also not considered a fine metal. It does tarnish, so you will have to make sure that, if you do buy something sterling silver, it shouldn't be too expensive and that you will have to maintain it by polishing it quite often so it doesn't tarnish. Vermeil pieces of jewelry are also not considered fine jewelry, more like semi-fine, so keep that in mind and do not overpay for anything plated. Vermeil is a step up over a typical 14K plated piece of jewelry on a base metal. Then it comes into what are the fine metals. These are solid 14K gold, 18K gold, or platinum. That means that the entire piece is constructed out of fine metal. If you get something that's solid 14K or 18K gold, it's not going to tarnish over time. It's not going to wear off. It won't turn your finger green. So just make sure when you're shopping that you know what metal you're investing in. Coming in at number 2 is if the piece of jewelry has stones in it, what are the stones? You really need to make sure you know what you're buying. So if it has diamonds, first and foremost, is this a natural diamond or is it a lab-grown diamond? Lab-grown diamonds will be far less expensive than natural diamonds, so if you're price comparing, make sure you factor that in. And then, if you do know what they are, what are the qualities of them? So in terms of diamonds, there are the 4 C's, which are color, clarity, carat, and cut. So you want to make sure if you are looking at diamonds that you are looking at the quality. They should definitely list the cut, the color, and the clarity, and we'll get into carat weight later, but that is very important. So compare it apples to apples. If you're looking at other types of gemstones, again, make sure you are determining, is it a natural gemstone or is it a synthetic gemstone? Because natural gemstones will be a lot more expensive than synthetic versions. If you're looking at pearls, don't get fooled by terms like organic because there are 2 types of pearls. There are cultured pearls and there are natural pearls. Natural pearls are extremely, extremely rare. That means you find the pearl in nature and the oyster. That very rarely exists anymore. Even the highest, most fanciest brands are not gonna have natural pearls. Those are crazy expensive. So assume that it's going to be a cultured pearl. Within cultured pearls, there are differences in the types of pearls. There are, those fresh-watered kind of misshapen ones. Those are going to be the least expensive. And then you have these beautiful, huge, round, Tahitian pearls or gorgeous pearls that they'll sell at a Mikimoto or something like that. So even within cultured pearls, there are differences. So make sure when you are checking that out, you're comparing apples to apples. When it comes to colored gemstones, just know that emeralds, sapphires, and rubies are the precious gemstones, and a topaz or anything like that is going to fall a lot lower on the price scale. They're a lot more common. Citrines, those are going to be a lot less expensive than those big 3. Coming in at number 1, the most important thing when you're armed with all of this information is make sure the math is mathing. So when you are looking at these small details, You know, I have one tennis bracelet versus another tennis bracelet. They are both 14K white gold. They are both natural diamonds in the same quality. Are the individual carat weights adding up to the total carat weights that are listed? Make sure you know what you're investing in, because once you have those concrete numbers, you can more accurately price compare. There are other factors that come into play when price comparing too. Is the piece mass manufactured overseas, or is it made to order locally in New York or LA? That's going to make the piece a lot more expensive and usually higher quality because there's more control over the quality. Is there a slight unique design element that you're willing to pay a little more for? So when you're shopping for fine jewelry, don't get scammed. Make sure you know what metal you're shopping for. If there are gemstones, what are the gemstones and where do they fall? How much are they worth? And what are the total carat weights and do they equal the value you're paying for? This information is going to arm you to be the most savvy shopper and get the best value when purchasing a fine jewelry piece. If you guys have any questions, comment below, let me know, and class is dismissed.